Hi children, I am here to explain the summary for you. If you can't understand, you must watch this video fully. Let's listen. The author found a roll-top disc in a junk shop. It was in a bad condition but cheap. He thought that he could restore it. So he bought it. He began to work on it on Christmas Eve. In the story, this story is written by the author Michael Morpurgo, and he is the narrator of the story. One day the author went to junk shop. Junk shop is nothing but it is a shop which is used to sell the old things. In the junk shop, the author found a roll top disc. It is a disc like a round shape. It can be roll. Okay, he found that, and that disc was in a bad condition, but the rate was very cheap. That's why the author bought that, and he started to make some alternations in that disc on Christmas Eve. He pulled out the drawers. He found that these had been badly damaged by fire and water. The man who sold it had told him that it was very old. It was of 19th century and made of oak. The last drawer had stuck fast. He had to use much force to open it. When it opened, it revealed a secret space. He found a small tin box. On the top of the box, these words were written: Jim's last letter, received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. Inside, there was an envelope with the address: Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport. The date was December 26, 1914. When the author started to work in the roll-top desk, he found many drawers in that, and he could understand that desk was purely damaged by fire and water. And the junk seller also told him that it was made up of oak and it was purely damaged like that. And that last drawer in that roll-top desk was very tough to open, so the author put his whole force to open it. Finally opened. In that he found a secret box. Okay, on that secret box something is written. What has been written in that now? Jim's last letter, received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. Inside there was an envelope with the address. Okay, on that secret box, these words were written. Inside that, one letter was kept, and that letters are written on the address: Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Breeches, Bridport. And the letter was written on December 26, 1914, and it is received on January 25, 1915. The owner of the desk must have put it in. The letter had been written by a captain of the English army. His name was Jim Macpherson. He had written it to his wife Connie. A wonderful incident had happened on the battlefield on the Christmas day. Jim Macpherson had narrated in his letter. So the letter which was found by the author in that secret box was written by the English army captain Jim Macpherson to his wife Connie. So the table belongs to Jim Macpherson's wife Connie's. So the letter was written by Jim Macpherson to his wife Connie, right? And in that letter, Jim Macpherson narrated a wonderful story which was happened in the battlefield on Christmas Day. So that was narrated in the story. Now the author would be going to read that letter. What was in that? So let's see what was that wonderful incident that English army captain has written for his wife. Let's see. The English and the Germans were at war. The two armies stood in their respective trenches on the two sides of the no man's land. Suddenly, Macpherson saw someone waving a white flag from the enemy side. Then he saw many German soldiers calling out of them. They were wishing a happy Christmas to the English soldiers. Some English soldiers shouted back, "Same to you." The English thought that was all. To their surprise, they saw many Germans moving towards them. The captain was alarmed. It could be a trick, but it was not. They were bringing with them German wine and canned meat. Now there were no refills between the soldiers. They were hugging one another. The German officer moved towards Macpherson. They shook hands very firmly. Then the German officer said that he was from Dusseldorf and that he played cello in the orchestra. He gave his name as Hans Wolf. In return, Macpherson also introduced himself. He said that he was a school teacher from Dorset. So, in this paragraph, the author was reading what was in that letter. So the letter was written by the Jim Macpherson on the Christmas Eve about a wonderful incident, right? So the thing which was written in that letter is the English and the Germans were at war. So Jim Macpherson belongs to English army, and the opponent army who were at against them were Germans. Okay, they both were for war in the battlefield. In the name of that land name is no man's land. What is the meaning of no man's means? The place which is used to fight against the opponents in the army side. So it is a empty land, and both the armies were waiting for fighting with each other. At that time, suddenly Macpherson could see one white flag waving from their opponent, from their German enemy army, and they were shouted like wishing the Christmas. German soldiers were shouting to them to wish them for their Christmas Eve, but here Jim Macpherson suspected them as they were having some triggers to fight against them like that. But it was not like that. Really, German soldiers were wishing the English soldiers. And then they came close to the English soldiers, and both the English soldiers and German soldiers were shook their hands, and they have started to introduce themselves. Listen children, here German wine and canned meat means, wine means it is a famous wine. They got from their country. It called German wine, and canned means meat means it is a very delicious food in German. So both the things they took for their enemy soldiers for the Christmas Eve as a present, and they both of them started to spend their Christmas day happily. Instead of fighting with each other, they enjoyed their Christmas Eve. Let's see how they have enjoyed. And Jim Macpherson and the opponent, Jim Macpherson was a captain of English army. Likewise, German captain is Hans Wolf. The captain of German army was Hans Wolf. So Hans Wolf started to introduce himself that he was a cello. Cello is a kind of instrument used in orchestra. Orchestra is a musical team, musical party like that. So Hans Wolf used to play cello in the orchestras in the Dusseldorf. Dusseldorf is a place in a German area, and he shook his hand, and in return for that Macpherson replied to Hans Wolf that Before he joined to army, he was a school teacher from Dorset. Dorset also a place in England. Dusseldorf is a place in German. So they both of them introduced themselves what they were doing before they have joined in the army. Hans Wolf smiled. He said he knew Dorset. In fact, he had never been to England, but he knew English. His favorite writer was Thomas Hardy. His favorite book was Fair from the Mating Crowd. It was from there he had learnt all about Dorset. Macpherson shared with Hans Wolf the Christmas cake his wife had sent for him. Hans Wolf said that the marzipan was the best he had ever tasted. It was a wonderful Christmas party. And Hans Wolf smiled because he said that he knew Dorset. As Hans Wolf belongs to German, he told he knew the part of Dorset which was in England because he knew English through reading the author Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy is an author who wrote many wonderful and successful works in English literature. So, from reading Thomas Hardy's book, Hans Wolf knew about Dorset. From Thomas Hardy's Fair from the Mating Crowd book, Hans Wolf knew what was Dorset. Because in that story, Thomas Hardy told about the Dorset place in his book. Okay. And Macpherson shared a cake. Macpherson's wife Connie gave him a cake for the Christmas Eve. That cake he shared it to Hans Wolf. And at that time Hans Wolf told him about marzipan. Marzipan is a kind of very tasty cake. It was available in England. About that he told, and he had tasted that too, and he told about the tasty of that marzipan cake to Macpherson. Then a soldier brought out football. The soldiers played while Macpherson and Hans Wolf clapped and cheered. Hans Wolf suggested that the world would be much better if the problems were resolved by a football match instead of war. On behalf of Christmas Eve, both the armies were started to play football, and even their captains, both Jim Macpherson and Hans Wolf, were cheered and enjoyed the time by seeing that football match which was played by their army soldiers. And they were discussing that even if we can what they could feel the time now, every problems could be resolved if all the wars would be ended in the football match like that, because their war was very happy due to Christmas match, right? Christmas Eve, right? After the football match, all the drinks and eatables were consumed. Now it was time to part. Hans Wolf saluted Macpherson and walked away, slowly and unwillingly. That night, the Germans were heard singing a carol. The English soldiers replied with a rousing chorus of another carol. They exchanged carols for a while, and then it was all silence. Macpherson wrote his letter that he would treasure those moments all his life. So here, after that football match ends, after their drinks and eatables are completed, both of them had a time to go to their places, right? So they moved to their borders, and it was a night time. They started to sing a carol. Carol is nothing but in Christmas time Christians used to sing a song by worshipping their Lord Jesus Christ's birth. So like that, one side Germans soldiers were singing a song and another side, in another border, Indian soldiers were replying another carol song to them. So like that they were enjoying their carols also from their borders after their Apache. And then everything remained silence. This was written in the letter by Macpherson to his wife Connie about the Christmas Eve, how he spent that Christmas Eve with the opposite or with the enemy soldiers. And Macpherson entered the letter hoping that the war would end soon. Both armies longed for peace and he was sure they would be together again. And he ended his letter like that, the war would be ended soon, and they would be belonged peace and silence, and they would be together again. Like that he ended his letter, because since there was not finishing of their army, simply they were enjoying their Christmas alone. That's what written in the letter, children. Having read the letter, the author put it back in the envelope. He decided to give the letter back to whom it belonged. The address was of Bridport, Dorset. So he drove to that place. The house number 12 turned out to be a burnt out shell. It was found that Mrs. Macpherson was in the house when it caught fire. The fireman had got her out just in time. She was 101 years old. Now she was in a nursing home. After reading the letter, the author, Michael Morpurgo, kept the letter in his bag and he started to drive through to the Macpherson's wife's home to give the letter which was belonged to the person. So the letter actually belongs to Connie Macpherson, right? So he planned to go there for returning her letter, and he reached the house number 12 in Bridport in Dorset, and he found the house of Connie, and the house was fully damaged and fully attacked by fire. And he heard the news Connie was 101 years old lady, and she was admitted in nursing home because her house burnt by fire, and she might also have some accidents, right? Let's see what happened to her. The author went to the nursing home. He met the matron. She told the author that Mrs. Macpherson was rather confused that day. They had put her in a conservatory. The author found Mrs. Macpherson sitting in a chair. Naturally, she looked up at the author vacantly, but her eyes lit up when he called her Connie and gave her the letter. He told her how he had got the letter, but she was not listening to him. She reached out and took his hand. His eyes were filled with tears. She felt that her Jim had written. She said that her Jim had kept his promise. He had returned on the eve of Christmas. She made him sit beside her. She kissed his cheek. She talked long and lovingly to him. She said that she had got the best Christmas present in the world. At last, the author went near to the wife of Jim Macpherson, and where she was in nursing home, and he met a matron. Matron means a nurse who was taking care of Connie, and she told that Connie was muddle-headed. Muddle-headed means moreover old people get some confused mind, right? After Connie attended that fire accident, she was fully confused. Everything she thought about her husband like that, and the nurse told to the author about Connie, and she was in a conservatory. Conservatory means undertaking carefully, and the author found Connie was sitting in a chair. and she was simply watching the author, and the author gave her a letter, and he told her that how he got that letter and how he brought to her. Like that he told everything to Connie, but she couldn't listen and she couldn't understand what he was saying, and she felt that Jim had written, but she believed her husband Jim was returning like that, because she was in a confused mind, and she was very happy to receive the letter from the author, and she thought the author was her husband, and she expressed her happiness by kissing and touching him, and the author also happy to give the letter to that old lady. So dear children, I hope now you could understand it well, and then try to make a video by your own. Thank you.